But big up to this woman. We did a sit down with her online in the middle of COVID, whereby when everything was locked down, we thought, what are we going to do? We can't be sit down because they want to lock us down. So we thought, let's do it online, and we did a online Insta Live sit down every Thursday, 9 p.m. for a year and a half. Okay, wow. 85 episodes. Go check that out on our YouTube channel. And one of them we did was with Jamelia. First time I'd ever met her was when we started doing the Instagram Live. But she has a wonderful spirit, a wonderful soul. And since that time, that was in 2019? Yeah. About 2019. Yeah. She's gone on to do amazing things. And as you see online, she's told her story numerous times. But we're going to do something different today, where she has spoken about being the happiest she's ever been. I want to find out, okay, how'd you get there? Like, could you come and share some of those gems with us? And she so graciously asked us, said she would. Now, big up ChatGPT, big up Claude, man like Perplexity. I could have used them, but for her, I thought, no, I want to write a speech where it's, again, from the heart.
Oh, bless you.
So can I do it from the heart? Yes. Okay, it says here, write me a speech for Jamelia. No, it says, okay. Family, tonight we are joined by a woman whose career has been a masterclass in longevity, reinvention, and standing firm in her truth. You've danced to her music, you've grown up with her voice on your screens, and you've watched her evolve from a chart-topping artist to a fearless presenter, actor, advocate, and mother. But what we love most about her, and that we're going to dive into today, is her journey beyond the headlines, the resilience, the rebuilding, the moments where she had to bet on herself, redefine who she was, and step into a new season, even when the world thought they knew her story. Tonight is about the power of identity, the courage to evolve publicly, and what it really takes to navigate womanhood, motherhood, and the entertainment industry while staying grounded, graceful, and honest. This will be a conversation about growth, confidence, and owning your narrative loudly and unapologetically. So, please, if you could, with love and energy, welcome to the stage, Jamelia.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you. Hi, good evening, everyone.
Okay. Jamelia, we're here.
We're here.
Okay, so who would have thought? All right, literally now. I remember I was doing a red carpet in June, and I've never done red carpets before, and so I had to interview people. I saw Jamelia. I was like, Jamelia. She goes, hey, hi, and we got talking, and then I said to you said, oh, when are we going to do an in-person sit down? I was like, oh, you know what? I've been meaning to ask you about that. She goes, what did you say?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
You said that you were going to ask, but you didn't know how to ask. I said, you know what? We have a date in December, if you're interested.
Yeah, because I was saying, like, I was offended that you
You was
hadn't-
offended?
Yeah, because I was just like,
It's the first I'm hearing.
why haven't you? But then you reminded me that we did the online one, but I didn't. That's what I didn't remember doing. I didn't remember that we did that. So
Okay.
So that was the explanation. I accepted it.
Well,
But yeah, we're here now. So it's
we're here now. Okay, cool. We're going to do our own. Actually, let me go back. We're going to do our own little icebreaker. So I've got some cards in the bowl, and I want you to pick a question.
Yes.
Answer it, and then I'm going to pick a question I'm going to also answer.
Okay.
Is that cool? Is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Yeah. You don't have nowhere to go, eh? All right, let's go. All right, you kick it off.
Okay. Thank you. I'll go here. Oh.
All right, what's the question?
What's that?
This is the time.
So, my question is, what feels like your purpose in life?
Okay.
This is one thing that I'm very, very clear on.
Good.
I know that my purpose is to positively impact people. As you've mentioned, my life has been very, shall we say, interesting, and I feel that the combination of having this interesting life and also having a public profile is not a coincidence, and it's not an accident, and I feel like I'm supposed to do something with that. And so I feel very clear on my purpose, which is to tell my stories, to speak my truth, but also to be an example. It really feels like a genuine responsibility of mine to not only show up well in my own life, but to show up publicly and and impact people in a positive way.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
Thank you. we don't have to clap.
Okay. Mine says, what is the most meaningful gift you've ever received? Most meaningful gift? I think it was, my wife bought me some trainers for my birthday.
Trainers? Not your child.
No, we don't
Not
come against
your wife bought you your child.
Let me redo that.
Your wife bought life. What?
I wasn't going to check, but I was going to pick that one. Do you know what? It was a Walkman. And because I like that, because I used to be an MC in garage, innit? DJ on the ones and twos. I used to do that stuff, yeah. And so I used to practice every Friday after school. And I've got those tapes in my house, but I haven't been able to listen to them. And so she bought me a Walkman, and I was able to listen to it, but also convert it into like an MP3, so I can keep it for my daughter. So yeah, I need to use it again.
That's sweet.
All right, you can.
I got another go. Okay.
If you get a bit more volume on.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. This one.
Let me see. It's a bit intrusive.
You can swerve if you want.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
It's not that bad. It's what is my love language. Yeah. I don't really subscribe to the whole love language thing because my love language is all of them, literally all of them. But I think my love language is feeling safe. I think when people make me feel safe, whether it's a safe space, physically safe, emotionally safe, that really touches me. And so I think that's my love language. But I don't think that's one of them, right?
No,
it's not.
Well, I
See?
think that can be the way you feel love.
Yeah.
100%. Bear in mind, I picked these cards. Is there anyone you hope is missing you?
Oh.
Is there anyone I hope is missing me? My daughter. Yeah, my
Aww.
daughter. Few. My daughter. Because she's with my friend. My friend's looking after her, so I can be here. So I hope she's missing me, hope she's sad, and she's crying. Yeah.
You say you hope she's crying?
Yes. Because it's normally with the mother, isn't it? It's normally mother, I miss my mum. So, yeah. I said it.
I'm glad I didn't get that one. I just, don't get right. What is the biggest source of guilt that you carry? Oh, that's a bit heavy, isn't it?
I don't remember that one.
Biggest source of guilt. I think any source of guilt would definitely be, it just would be something to do with my daughter, any of my daughters. I feel like I've made many mistakes. I make mistakes, I'm a human. I make lots of mistakes in life, but any mistakes that I make at the hands of my daughters, that fills me with guilt. Yeah. And so, I always make every effort to rectify my mistakes and whatever, but, it's someone's childhood, it's someone's, experience of life in their formative years. So for me, that holds a lot of guilt. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got 21 seconds to
go.
Sorry.
Oh no! Okay, what was terrible in the moment, but a good thing in hindsight?
Oh.
Jeez.
I should have had that one.
Yeah. I think it was my scar on my head. I always talk about it, like my scar. When I was born prematurely, and so I was put into an incubator, and I had to have all tubes in me, and had to do an operation on my head, and so it left a scar. And so with the scar, with our scalps, it expands with our head. And so growing up, I always thought, why me? Like of all everybody that could have had it, it's me. And so I'd go into rooms feeling insecure. I've said this before, I couldn't go into a room unless I had a hat on, because I didn't want the first time you meet me to be you looking at my head. But God, Literally, I looked in the mirror one time and I was like, you know, if you wear the hat or not, it's still actually there. So you better just embrace that, my brother. You might as well just swallow it, take it in, digest it, and be like, well, this is you. And I think the moment I did that, although it felt terrible back then, now in hindsight, I'm like, if I had a chance again, I still have it. I remember my dad said, there's an opportunity to have an operation to take it away. They can cover they can put hair on top of it. And I think it was around 17 years old, I said, nah, it's cool, you know, it's cool. Because I wanted people who also felt their disability or their deformity in whatever way in their appearance, they could see that, nah, you can still do front-facing things.
Of course.
So it was terrible, but in hindsight, I'm happy.
Yeah, love
cool.
that.
All right. Cool. That's just a little thing, yeah? Are you okay? How was that?
Oh, it's cool. Listen, I love to chat.
Okay, cool. So I want to start off here really quickly. What would you call this chapter of your life?
Ooh.
If it was a chapter in your book, your long book, your novel, like, what would you call it?
Now I know someone very famous already has, I think, a book actually called this, but for me it would be like the becoming. I feel like in this season of my life I'm becoming everything I was supposed to become, and it's a beautiful season.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was there's two things I saw that really felt that you were really coming into that. It was DJ AG at King's Cross. Was anyone there? Did anyone go?
No.
Okay, you're not about it.
I'm joking.
Fans.
No, I'm joking.
How, you said, when I spoke to you before, you said that you really enjoyed that. How was it for you?
Do you know what? So on the day, when I was originally doing it, it poured with rain, and so it got cancelled like 10 minutes after it was supposed to start, and so I was really gutted, and then I was just like, oh, what if no one turns up? And then way too many people turned up, and then I was just like, oh no, I was genuinely petrified, just because it was just too many people, and I was just like, oh, I don't even know. I have this thing where I'm just like, before almost every show, I don't even know if I can sing anymore. Like, and it's stupid because I can sing, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like, oh, but what if I lose my voice or something like in the middle of the walkover? I'm a weirdo. You'll find out.
You're human, though.
Yeah, and so, but what I will say is pushing past that fear. I had my daughters with me, pushing past that fear, doing it, being so well received by the crowd. It was so affirming, and so it just felt like a big hug, and I think I needed it, to be honest.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how was Skypool, your performance?
Again,
so you're celebrating 25 years of being in the industry in Dubai. Round of applause, that's a long time. And did a massive show, what concert?
It was a concert. It's the highest infinity pool in the world, and I basically walked across the pool. That was my stage for the night. And when they suggested it again, I was just like, I don't think anyone's going to turn up. I don't think, I didn't think it was possible. And it was sold out, and it was incredible. And again, it was very affirming. And I feel like I'm actually not a religious person, but I really do believe in God. And I believe that God has given me these moments, especially over the last year, just to kind of, I don't know, to just show me that I'm going in the right direction and I'm doing the right thing. And I'm being very intentional about being purpose-led in this season. And I feel like it's not just purpose-led. I feel like I'm being God-led as well. And in these moments, I'm being affirmed, not just by the people, but by God. Yeah.
Round of applause, man. So, as you've been climbing your career mountain, your life mountain, where I've put you at the top.
Yeah, but here's a problem.
But where would you?
Because I'm going to go back down.
Okay, so where? Where would you put
should've
yourself?
Put me like halfway or
Halfway?
something. Yeah, you should have put me there.
Here?
Yeah, like on that little peak.
So that there's more.
I hope so.
Well, can't you can just go to a bigger mountain.
I mean, there's that, but I still have to go down this one. I don't want to go down anymore.
If you got a helicopter
Please.
from the top,
Okay.
you take the helicopter to the next mountain.
Okay, cool.
So for you, even though you said you'd be halfway,
Yeah.
do you feel like what you have achieved and what you've accomplished places you there? Can you comfortably place yourself there, or you still want to place yourself halfway to have more to attain to?
So, I'm turning 45 in January.
40 who? 25.
My daughter's 25. So yeah, I'm turning 45 in January, and I feel like I hope that is at least half of my life. So I feel like I'm halfway, and I would like the end of my life to feel like the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
That being said, I would like to think that I've braved and gone past the rockiest terrain, and that is going to be a smooth, nice journey to the top. But I feel like there's so much that I haven't done, there's so much that I haven't accomplished, and also I want to see all of my daughters get to my age that I am today, for sure. Yeah.
Do you, being at that top, do you, because you're quite a humble person, you're very down to earth, but do you know you're Jamelia? Do you, do you know what I'm saying? Like, when famous people know, certain people they know that they are that person. Do you know that you are Jamelia, or do you feel just still Jamelia from Birmingham, I'm just trying to do a thing?
That's exactly.
Is it? Okay.
Do you know what? I feel like other people tell me definitely more than I would tell myself. I do think that I've raised my standards for myself in terms of how I live my life, the environments that I put myself in. But in terms of and I'm very proud of my achievements and my accomplishments. But I feel like when you have so much commonality with other people, there are so many things that I have have in common with other people. I don't think there will ever be a point where I feel like I'm, superior to or better than. I just feel that, I've experienced life, I've experienced things that some people haven't. But that being said, I don't know, I feel like you're a bit of a loser if you place yourself higher or of more importance than another human being. Like, I feel like we're all here for each other, and I want to do my job, and I'm also open to everyone else doing their job, and to learn and to be inspired by and to be helped by everyone. Like, and I mean that from from any person. I feel it's wrong. I feel it's incredibly wrong to place yourself to place yourself above anyone else. That's it's nasty. Yeah.
There's a scripture in the Bible, and it says you shouldn't think of yourself more than you ought to. So there's an ought to level that everyone should have of themselves, that confidence that I can.
Yeah.
But when you start to creep above that, be careful, because then you're in dangerous territory. Okay, who has got envelope 1 and envelope 2? Oh, that's all right. We've got a mic. Who's got envelope 2? You got envelope 2. Okay, cool. Let's get envelope 1. So if you open up your envelope and read what is inside. You don't have to, no. If you don't want to.
So there are things in life that have broken me, but I'm always proud of what I've done with the pieces.
That's me.
So this is Jamelia. This is quotes by Jamelia. Have we got one over here? There's things in life that have broken me, but I'm always proud of what I've done with the pieces. Wait for the mic so we can hear you. Love it.
I feel like I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Yes, that's a big, big statement. All right, let me play something for you.
We're talking about the audacity to be happy anyway. Now hear me out. Joy as revenge. I'm actually serious. Because for me, today, smiling, laughing is an act of defiance. After everything I've been through, smiling is like using a weapon. It's how I tell the world, you didn't break me. Let me tell you this. As some of you know, a few years ago, I was the polar opposite of where I am today. And the reason why I choose to do this out loud is so that you see it and that you know it is possible. I promise you, if I can work my way to a place of happiness and joy from that, then I'm telling you, you can do it. Fighting for happiness is a rebellion. I have made way for a happier, healthier, more peaceful version of myself, and I love it here. And every time I smile, it's a reminder like, girl, you made it.
Are you selling the skincare? Or is it lighting? I don't know what you've done. It's Dubai lighting, yeah. Okay. The inner work. All right, let's talk about the inner work. Because for anyone to get to that quote there, that place where I am the happiest. What? It's an amazing place, but you've had to have done the work inside to get there. And I wonder for you, what have you had to unlearn to get to that place, to even allow you to be able to stay there confidently?
I think more than anything, I've had to listen to myself. I think, especially as a woman, there are so many places and spaces where we are given messaging and conditioning from childhood all the way up to adulthood, to the workplace, to your relationships, your friendships. We are told who we are supposed to be. We're told how we're supposed to feel, react, respond. And sometimes we don't question it. Sometimes we go through, and especially when it comes to struggle, when it comes to, this is supposed to feel hard, or, but you can do it. You've got this, girl. Like, what about if I haven't? what about if I want to put it down? Like, and I feel like over this last year, I've had the opportunity to kind of defy those rules and those regulations, and be able to kind of, in a way, kind of break apart my life and build it back in a way that serves me. So I'm not, for instance, I'm probably not going to win any prizes for being a great daughter in the last year, but I will win a prize for being a great mother this year. I think, my focus, especially for most of my life, has been, about upholding the ideas and ideals of people above me. And when I say that, when you think of like a family tree, like the people that are above you, like your parents, your grandparents, your, those, that line of relations, I think that I've focused a lot on kind of upholding and maintaining. I'm an oldest daughter, I'm a first daughter, first granddaughter, first niece, all of that. Oldest sister. Yes. And so all of those roles, they hold this weight and this responsibility, and you carry it through your entire life. And then, you're a girl, you're a teenager, then you're you're a woman, and then you're a mother, and then you're a wife, and without actually picking it apart. But what do I want? Everything that I did up until this point was me being good, was me complying to rules that I'd been given. And so I had the opportunity to say, I'm just going to do what I want to do. I'm just going to do me. And it's been incredibly difficult because, I'm human. You have feelings, you second guess, you doubt. But what I will say on the other side of it, I am so glad that I made all of those decisions, that work that I did, that breaking apart and building something new has been the best thing I've ever done. And it's also laid the most fantastic foundation for me to build upon. At my big age, like I feel like a new person. I've literally, I feel brand new, and I feel capable of anything. Whereas before I didn't. Before I was just carrying everything in this big bag like Santa. But yeah, and not a fun one either. But yeah.
In that process, what's something that you learned about yourself that shocked you?
That I think probably the biggest thing was that rest is not a bad thing. Like, black women don't know how to rest. We don't know how to rest, and when I say rest as well, I'm not even just talking about lying down, but I am talking about that too. But resting, get somebody else to do it. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard because it's on you. Everything is on you, and I feel like, especially black women, we hold and we take on and we maintain and we keep up, and I'm just like, well, what will happen if I let everything burn down? If I let everything just fall to the ground, what happens then? And who am I? What version of myself will remain? And I'm glad I did it. Yeah, no regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. You want to clap with her? There's a quote that you said, I'm big at having conversations with myself. I'm big at having.
Yeah.
What is a recent conversation that you had with yourself that really was like you needed to have?
I feel like I had one today. I remember, I can't remember what it was. I think the same conversations I have with myself are also conversations that I might have with my daughters. And so, I don't know, I'm thinking of like a conversation I had with my 7-year-old the other day. And it was just, you don't have to do anything. And I know that might seem contradictory to what we're told, but like, I'm really big on being self-governed, on making rules for yourself and dealing with your own consequences of those rules. So what I'm teaching my children is, you make a decision about who you are and what you want to be about, but you also have to be responsible and accountable for the consequences that you'll experience. So I feel like, I feel like whenever I learn these kind of lessons, I pass them on to my daughters straight away. But yeah, I think that a conversation that I have regularly is about being self-governed and making rules for myself, not being told what is right and what is wrong. What is my idea of being a good person? What is my idea of, being positively impactful to myself and my community? How do I want to do it? Without it being, without being told like, this is the way you should do it. This is how you should, I'm just absolutely not subscribing to those ideas anymore. I'm making my own rules, and I think we all should. Yeah.
Having children does that, whereby you look at, because we'll get to it when we look at motherhood, but you look at how you are a teacher trying to teach a student, but you don't even know it all.
Yep.
And so you start looking at, what is it that I'm actually teaching again, and where was it that came from, that I think that this is the way. So it's a constant battle, and we'll look at it when we look at motherhood. What would have happened if you didn't change? What kind of person do you think would you even be sitting here right now?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We get up and we're like, right, I'm going to change my life, and that's why I speak in the way that I speak, because I'd like to encourage people to just take stock now. Have a look at how you're living your life, and are you truly happy, or are you happy because you're obeying someone else's version of what your life should be, what it should look like? Like, for instance, controversial, but for instance, I was married for 5 years, and I would have told you I was happily married. Even when we did the sit down, I probably told you I was happily married, which I genuinely was at the time. I wasn't lying. But like, in hindsight, I don't think I'm the marrying type. I think I'm a sit down with just me and my children, with a man outside the house, and I don't want a man in my house. But I didn't even know that about myself, because society has told me that I'm supposed to have 2.4 children and and so and I was trying to be obedient. I was trying to be good, but me being good meant that I wasn't being my authentic self. And even me saying out loud that I'd rather live, just me and my children and not have a man in my home, even me saying that, I feel like kind of uneasy saying it, but it is my truth.
Yeah.
It is the truth. And, and I hope that me telling my truth might, somebody else might feel seen and understand that, you have to choose your life. You can't let other people choose it for you, even if it means you're, the bad guy.
Yeah, 100%. I remember me and my wife got married. Someone on the dance floor, like we was at the reception, someone on the dance floor, when are you having children? When are they coming? I was like, yo.
Literally just married.
I'm just getting the ring to fit. And it was something that me and my wife were still discussing, and we weren't even sure. And there were times where we were like, we don't even know. I don't even know if I want to have kids. And I remember my mum, she's like, so when is it happening? I said, you know what? Because people, I don't know. But when it happens, I'll let you know. And it's that whole thing of doing or exploring your thoughts that might be so contrary to what everyone says.
Yeah.
But it's how you feel inside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being able to voice them enables you to honor that. Because not doing that is constantly silencing like how you actually feel.
And the thing is, again, being honest, I don't think I would have discovered that or this inside of a marriage. I probably would have stayed married and told you I was happy. I genuinely was. But in hindsight, I'm kind of like, people will say to me, oh, so you ready to get out there?
Nah.
Really, I'm fine. I'm all right, actually.
Love that. Finally, just before we move on, how have your children benefited from this version of you?
I see in them every single day. I just, I have these 4 free Black girls. Like they show up as their whole selves. I see them discovering themselves, who they are, who they want to be, and also changing their mind. I think that needs to be allowed as well. I hate this idea of you have to choose who you are. What do you want to be when you grow up? Like, leave them alone. Just leave them alone. And even, my daughter, my 20-year-old, she's at nursery. She's at university at the moment. And, and she's loving that. But even at 20, I'm like, you don't have to choose now. Like, absolutely enjoy, pursue, and do the greatest thing you ever want to do.
Yeah.
But you're also allowed to change your mind. And I think that needs to be okay. Like, especially like in the Western world, you're meant to choose your career at 18.
Jeez.
Like, and even before then, your GCSEs and all of that. And I'm just like, that's just too much pressure. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm already here. Yeah.
Who has envelope number 3?
Oh.
Okay.
My children saved me so many times. I see them as 4 different versions of me.
Are you trying to make me cry?
Okay. Say that one again, sorry. I'm taking no, that. But let's look at.
Today, we're going to talk about the audacity to parent differently. I would describe myself as a controversial parent. I have never had any desire to carry on any traditions or generational habits that I experienced as harmful in my own childhood. So I've always been very conscious about breaking patterns and changing things, even if they offend the people that raised me. I want to improve upon how I was raised, and I want my children to improve upon how I've raised them. I don't want to create more adults who have to unlearn stuff. I would much rather put whole children out into the world. I want to be present, I want to be conscious, and I always admit my mistakes, and I apologize to my children. I want them to feel free. I don't want them to feel fearful, especially when it comes to me. And this is not a rebellion against the generation that raised me. This is repair.
Yeah.
And if me doing this work makes them feel uncomfortable, me no business. This is when revolution happens. We should all want our children to live a better life than the ones we have.
Me not business. Tell them. Okay. So, motherhood, the teacher, you're the teacher and the student
Yes.
at the same time. And it was I watched the podcast you did with Davina McCall, and you said something there that I was like, whew. You said when you were going through your toughest time, and you said to them that, look, even though you were the teacher, you had to say to the student, if you don't look after me, we're all gonna die. And I wanted to ask, in terms of, for them, what is it that they mean to you that you go so hard for them? Now, obviously they're your children, but what is it about them as individuals, as a collective, that pushes you to go so hard?
So, all of my daughters, I grew up wanting sisters, not brothers. I had plenty of those. I grew up with 14 brothers. Yeah, I know.
1-4?
1-4. So, it was Rastafarian family. I hope that it's always, exactly. So, and I always wanted sisters. Like I always wanted a little sister and never got a little sister. And then I ended up having 4 daughters. And I feel like even as a child, I was destined to have daughters. I feel like I hit the jackpot having 4 daughters in a row. Like, maybe like when someone has like twins and it's like all special, I'm just like, I got 4 daughters, like 4. It just feels like such a win for me. All of my daughters have characteristics that I recognize as characteristics I had as a child, as an adolescent, as a teenager. And so I feel like raising them is like an opportunity to reparent myself.
Wow.
And it is the greatest honor, the most beautiful blessing. And like every single day to me is just, I just feel like I've won. Like I feel so fortunate. And they're such beautiful girls. Like, and I don't mean in the way that they look, I mean more in like who they are, their character, their their empathy, their kindness. And they're also a reminder of like all of that work that I put in as a parent. It's like I see it, I get to see my hard work walking around, even just, just general things like their manners, their thoughtfulness. And I feel like also they're like a love that was sent to me that I wasn't receiving elsewhere. And I haven't ever received from anywhere but them. And so as much as people can see and hear my story and think that it seems like a sad one, I feel like you don't even know. Like I'm the most blessed person on this planet. That's genuinely how I feel. And that line that you just said, like that was the worst thing I've ever had to say to my children. Because again, I'm an oldest daughter, big sister, first daughter, first granddaughter, first niece. Like my existence has been one of, it felt like overwhelming responsibility. And I never ever wanted any of my children to feel any of those things. And so this is gonna sound a little bit mad, but like I thought like things like not teaching them to cook. So, I cook their food. I used to make their beds. I used to do every single thing for them. And again, I've learned from this, don't worry, they're making their beds and doing all this now. But at the time, I thought that was me protecting them, that keeping them soft, that keeping them safe. But then, when it hit the fan, they weren't able to not only take care, it wasn't about taking care of me, they weren't able to take care of themselves. And so it was kind of like, okay, a hard way to learn this lesson, but you know, that's something that you've gotten wrong.
Yeah.
And we were all at that time, we were all kind of lost, like, what are we supposed to do? You know, I just had a baby, my husband's left, everyone's still here in the house. How are we going to survive? And it was just like, you know what, girls, you're gonna have to lock in. You're gonna have to lock in, because if you don't lock in, we're not gonna survive. And I think the most special thing that happened in that time was that they did, and they, you know, they turned around and saved me. Like, and when I was supposed to be the savior, but they did their big one, as they said, and helped me to get to this position that I'm in today. And it was difficult. It was, you know, I regret so much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm grateful that they got to learn these types of lessons at this age. My older two daughters, they are like, they're everything I could possibly wish them to be. And I, like, proud is not the right word. I'm just like, I'm in awe of them and the things that they, you know, do with their lives and how brave they are. And I don't even take credit for it. I just think that's in them, and it took this for them to be able to showcase it, you know, in their own lives. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that's
okay.
For those who are parents in here, or if you're gonna want to be a parent, I always tell, like, the most important thing you can be is an agile parent.
Yes.
One that can move and adapt, because you're learning about the person in front of you, but that person changes. And I think sometimes the former generation, they saw the change, were like, I'm not moving. My mum didn't move for me. I'm not. This is how it was.
Exactly.
This is how it is going to be. But an agile parent sees the change in the child, and they move with it. And then they adapt their own behavior. Okay, I need to lower my voice next time. I need to get down low. I need to be a bit more paid. And so I think for you, I was going to ask that for you, for girls, how has your parenting style evolved and changed? Because you obviously said you make mistakes.
Yeah.
You get it wrong.
Yeah.
How has yours evolved and changed?
I think what I want to say is, I know I just gave you this whole romantic spiel. Please don't think that my house is not a madness at all times, because it's four girls. Just imagine, like, women, girls, we change every single day. We're connected to the moon and the sea. It's a madness at all times. But as you said, that agile parenting, that ability to be able to move with them, to get down on their level, for me, it's kind of like, not necessarily an apology every day, but it feels like, and we go again. I got that wrong. We go again. My Tiani, my second daughter, she's started university. Tasia didn't go to university, and so she just went straight into business. But Tiani went to university. She's outside living on her own. She came back home the other day. She got a sleeve tattoo. Yeah. And I was horrified. I was mortified. I was vexed, and I took it as like, how could you do this to me? Like, that's how I took it, and I really upset her by reacting in that way. But I just had to sit her down and just be like, I didn't push you out for you to mark up yourself like that. Do you know what I mean? And whilst I know it's a mistake for her to do that, it's not my mistake, it's hers. And let her live with it. And not only that, right now in this moment, she loves her sleeve. She loves her sleeve, and I'm just like, yeah, when you're 55 and you're going to your friend's wedding or whatever, that's your business. But I feel, and again, it's that I'm not okay with it still. This was about 2 months ago. I'm not okay with it, and when she comes over for Christmas, I'm still not going to be okay with it.
Wait, can I ask? Wait,
yeah.
show you, or did you see it?
Oh, listen. So, we FaceTime every day, and I, at no point did I notice she's always got a jumper on, because obviously it's winter. She's in England, Yeah, exactly. And then, but she was on FaceTime with my eldest daughter, and she just had a t-shirt on there, Kiki, and I'm like, what's the joke? What's the joke? I found the joke. I was like, what is that on your arm? What is that? And it was, listen, she's got like a woman with wings, and like there's butterflies, and then just whole heap of nonsense. And I was like, why have you mutilated your body like this? And it was just, but then again, it's like it's one of these things. Sometimes you're thrown in the deep end, and these are lessons that you have to learn.
It hasn't happened before.
I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. So am I going to keep banging on about it, or am I going to just let her walk around with the wings?
The wings. What do you hope that? Because I think about it, the fact that she did that is actually your fault.
Oh, tell me more.
Because the empowerment you've given them, the self-expression, the be you. When she was in that chair, she was like, yeah, this is me, this is who I am. Yes. So there's a part of her that must have, maybe the fact that she didn't come and tell you, but
yeah,
she's almost like she's living out how she's been, nurtured.
Absolutely. And
so,
I think,
so take that to her and let's see what she says.
Do you know what though? I do think that there's I am the type of mother who declares, I will love you no matter what, and this is an opportunity for me to show
That's
that,
true,
what I mean? Like, it's not the end of the world that she's done this. It's not, but like, and sometimes we can place, okay, so because of my life and my mistakes that I think I've made, sometimes I put so much pressure on my daughters that they're not allowed to make mistakes, and that's not fair, because they're living their own lives. And so to me, that agile parenting, your mindset, my mindset changes all the time.
Yeah.
And whilst I may not be a lover of tattoos, or, not a lover of tattoos, a lover of my daughters getting tattoos, as you said, it's her form of expression. It's something that, she felt to do in the moment. And I love her, so okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't love the sleep, but I love her. So.
What is one day that you can't wait to see for your children?
Oh, you know what? I think the main thing I want to see, I just want to see them live their lives. I want to see them do all the things, but I want them to, I want to see them all reach an age of maturity. Like, as I said earlier, like, get to my age. My youngest daughter is 3 at the moment. And so I want to see her hit 45. And I feel like if she gets to 45, then I will see a lot of life. I want to see my daughters fulfill dreams. I want to see them fail. I want to be there for them. I want to, I just want to bear witness to them living life, on their terms. And, Tiani will probably be tatted. But yeah.
Finally, before we move to the next one, if they were here today,
Yeah.
guys, come out.
No. There's no chance you're getting them here.
But if they were in the audience today, what would be some words that you would speak over them?
Do you know, I think the main thing that I try to remind them all the time is just that I'm here, that they have me. Like, no matter who they don't have, no matter who's not in their lives, they have me. And I think, one of the things that people talk about me is, like how I look or whatever, is more, for me, it's more, I'm looking after myself so I can be here. I want to witness everything. And so that means I have to do everything I possibly can. Like, we see so many people just, at my age, just drop down. Like, I don't want to be one of those people. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. And happiness is a huge part of it. I want to be stress-free. Me being happy and joyful has got nothing to do with, flexing on other people. It's just, I understand the impact of stress, the impact of unhappiness and depression. And I have fought like hell to ensure that I'm not experiencing those things. My happiness is not about, I don't want to be like skipping in the fields for the sake of it. It's so that I can be here for my daughters, happy, healthy. I've got a great aunt, and she's like 92, and she's like up and about. She wears trainers. She's like, I just love it. My auntie Madge, and she's incredible. And so like, she's like a bar. Like, I want to be like her. I want to be able to see all the things, I want to see my grandchildren. I want to see, whether I'm not under the, impression that everyone's going to live a perfect life, but I didn't live a perfect life, and without an anchor, without someone to turn to, I still survived. I want to see what happens when you have life experiences and you have someone. I want to, I just want to see what that looks like, which I know it might sound insane, but like, and I want to be that person. Yeah. I don't want to be like, the grandma, like everyone comes around for dinner with the arms. I want to be that one.
With the arms?
Yeah, you don't know. You get heard about, if your grandma's got a big arm, then she can cook. She's like, she's full of love. Like, like the grandma in like soul food.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be like, I want to be that. I want to be that person.
Right. All right. Last envelope. Envelope 4. You know about envelope 4? Oh, over here. Go.
I'm not living to impress anyone.
You are shouting from the rooftops, shouting from the rooftops in an age where that question continues to reverberate through so many women's minds. And I wonder for you, what is that next? We looked at the mountain. What's that next step that you're trying to go for? I know that there's an album in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
So the album is a part of a bigger idea. As I said, the past few years, I've really solidified the idea of what my purpose is. And I've always known that this was my purpose. I just didn't know how to do it. And I feel like sometimes you're given situations that help you to kind of clear the dust. And I feel like that's what's happened. I feel very, very clear on who I am, where I'm going, what I want to be, the impact that I want to have. And so, but I want to impact people in every single way. I feel, so for instance, yes, there's an album coming. I'm working on that at the moment, but I also want to write a book. I want to create a film. I want to do a documentary. I want to do all of these things so that I can spread a message of, of audacity and resilience, so that it impacts as many people as possible. And I know it sounds like a huge idea, but I just feel like I can do what I want.
I love that. When did you finally trust your own voice and believe that you could have it all? Was there a moment or point where you were like, it just clicked?
I think, after resting, I moved to Dubai in March of 2024, and I rested for about 6 months.
Wow.
And when I say that, I didn't work. I didn't, I got someone in to help me look after my kids, and I really took stock and, took a huge amount of time to kind of focus on who am I and what do I want to do. As I said, coming up to 45, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's an element of like if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? And I have, as I said, I have known that this was my purpose, to impact people positively. I've known it was my purpose for years, maybe for the last 10, 15 years. I've been crystal clear on that. And I think all of this had to happen in order for me to feel empowered enough to do that. I don't know. I feel like when it comes to trusting my own voice, I think it's seeing what happens when I use it, seeing, you know, not only the impact, it also like, you know, the manifestation. I think the intentionality of like even praying and then seeing prayers answered.
Yeah.
You know, speaking the truth and seeing the consequences of that, good and bad consequences, have still helped me to become the best version of myself. And I feel like, you know, sometimes you might, for instance, you know, I don't want to say this because I might push this person away. If it pushes that person away, they're meant to go. Like, you know, they're not meant to be around. And I feel like, you know, I've lost friendships over the last few years. I've, you know, relationships with my family. I've also gained incredible friends. I've also, you know, created a harmonious, peaceful home and family, one that I never had. And so I've lost a lot, and, you know, there's definitely things that I've definitely grieved for and about, but I feel like now I'm just kind of like, this is exactly what it's supposed to be and how it's supposed to feel. And now I'm in a position to be of service to other people, and that's my purpose. I know for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to do one last thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. So, close your eyes.
Trust is still an issue. Okay, go on.
I want you to think back to one of the darkest days over the last.
Oh, thanks for this.
Don't worry. Over the last 5 years. Darkest day. And I want you to imagine you are standing next to Jamelia, and what you would whisper in her ear in this 2025 December, while she was in the ghetto, in the depths. What would you whisper to that Jamelia?
Gosh, this is difficult. I feel like this is going to sound so harsh, but I think honestly I would tell her to get up. I would say, like, get up, you can, you've got this. Not just in a way of you've got this, but like, okay, I would say no one's coming, get up. Like that, yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, which it sounds really harsh, but I feel like I spent a lot of time waiting for people who I thought had a duty to take care of me in that season to come and save me, and that was wasted time in hindsight. And you know, yeah, and it was just, lock in. Same thing I told my daughters, like, you know, everyone's got to lock in, but I feel like I should have locked in as well. But again, not doing that, breaking down, falling apart in front of my daughters, I feel like it was also still a positive thing for them to see that you can break, you can, you know, you can lose it all and still turn around and, you know, be a bad girl.
How did we